Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Give me a thumbs up just for the intro.
What is up, guys? It's Homie Bigg Vic, and we are back in the building with another banging video. This one right here, y'all better get ready for this one, because this one is like a video that I had to get to you guys before I actually break this studio down tomorrow. So I have someone that is in a space in this box truck business that is quietly killing it. Quietly killing it. So I got Mr. Jerry Mcnair, and this channel is Small Box Trucking. And when I tell you how he is putting together these loads and making his money in this space, is crazy. It's ridiculous. Like, he's doing what 26 footers are not doing with a 16 footer. For real. This is real talk. So without further ado, I want to introduce to y'all Mr. Jerry Mcnair. How is it going, Jerry?
It's going good, sir. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So you're out of California, right?
Yes, sir. Los Angeles, close Los Angeles area.
Okay. That's what's up, man. So my first question is, out of all these trucks out here that people are purchasing, like right now, 24 footers, 26 footers is like the go-to trucks that most people are looking in. Well, non-CDL, I should say. In that whole non-CDL space, most people are looking for those trucks. So what prompted you, or what made you look at the trucking industry in the smaller box truck space?
Real simple. The price. It was just more affordable. After doing research and looking into it, it's like the price for a 26 footer is just ridiculous. It's
It is.
ridiculous. And watching videos on YouTube, it seems like that's what everyone was getting into. So,
Mm-hmm.
I just took the chance and was like, for my budget and what I had,
Mm,
I was 16 footer just made sense to me. So
okay.
I just went with it and got one, purchased it.
Okay. Okay. So you said that you saw what, did you see a video on Instagram that made you want to get in that space, or what
Yes, sir.
prompted you to want to get in the business?
Yes, sir. So I was just scrolling on Instagram and a video popped up with a guy that was at a beach on a laptop on the computer, said he made all this money, in the truck industry, and he was like pushing a couple of buttons, and I was like, what is this? So I like most people, so I just clicked it and looked at it, and it's talked about doing dispatching.
Mm,
It was like, okay, he's like playing video games with trucks. You
mm,
know what I mean? He's basically just sitting them out there, and he's getting
making his
paid
money.
for it. He's getting
Gotcha.
paid for it. And
Uh,
so I got look further into it, and just didn't make a lot of sense to me. I said, I need to get a truck.
for sure.
I need to get a truck. That's where the money's at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I ended up doing. I bought a truck and went that route.
Okay. That's amazing. So you took a chance by you kind of went against the grain,
Yes,
per
sir.
se. Like, so you sort of like did what most people wouldn't do. You know what I'm
Pretty
saying?
much.
Like, for you see the a majority of the people going in this direction, you're like, you know what? Let me go with this 16 footer. It's more affordable for me. And let's see if I can make some things happen.
Mhm.
Now, I think the thing that scares most people about the 16 footer is dock height.
Doc Height. Yes,
Dock
sir.
height. That scares
Yes,
people because they're
yes.
like, wait a minute, it's not dock height. So how am I gonna get loads, or I'm gonna, how I'm gonna make this thing work if my
Mhm,
truck is not dock height? So you
mhm.
still made it work without it being dock height.
Yes, sir. And in the beginning, I didn't realize I didn't understand even what Doc Height meant. I had
Uh,
to take the bumps and bruises on the phone calls,
mm,
listening to those brokers.
Right.
telling me, telling them what kind of truck I have, and
Mm-hmm.
them telling me, "Oh, you're not Doc Hyde."
Right.
And I didn't understand that at first, and
And that
then
killed the load. That was killing the loads for you in the beginning.
that was killing it in the beginning. I was like, "Oh man," like I was kind of second guessing myself, like,
Did I make the right decision?
did I make the right decision? But as you go along with this, you start to realize that, in the beginning, they're not even gonna give you the loads in the first
In the
place.
first place. Right.
You have to keep on calling
Mm-hmm.
nonstop. And
Mm-hmm.
I was finding loads not even being Doc High,
Mm.
not even understanding that in the beginning,
Right.
and as it went along, then I started realizing what I had to do.
Okay. Okay. And that was pretty much, telling them like, look, everything they said that you needed to have, you basically was like, yeah, I got that.
I got that.
And I'm pulling
So
up.
exactly. I didn't turn down no lows that said you got to be Doc High,
Right.
because I figured out what I had to do as far as how to get Doc High.
Right.
So I went and purchased some
The
ramps.
ramps. Mm.
Yes, sir.
Mm. Mm.
Yes, sir.
Smart. Smart.
Yes, sir. Once I
Smart.
figured out the ramps, I went
I'm
to
Doc Height.
yep. I went to Harbor Freight, said what I need.
Mm-hmm.
They showed me, went outside and measured it. I'm in the game.
Game over. Game
I'm in the
over.
game.
Game over.
Yes, sir.
Oh, oh,
So
y'all hear
after
that?
that,
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that just now? That's a gem.
hmm
He just dropped a gem for y'all just now.
yes,
Ooh,
sir. And that was the
ooh,
biggest part of how to get over that whole situation of being
Doc
Doc
Hype.
High.
Right, right. Oh yeah, that's a gem. That's a gem right there.
hmm
So, so what would you say your tip, because you don't just stay local. You go
No,
over the road
sir.
in that truck.
Oh yeah, I go everywhere. I
And
don't go
that's
to Canada,
right, right,
but
right. Everywhere but Canada.
yeah, or Mexico.
Okay, or Mexico. No Canada, no Mexico. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So your typical routine. Let's just give us a snapshot of your day when you're about to, get ready, get up and get on the road, basically.
Like a typical route,
Yeah,
or
typical day before, like when okay, let's say it's Tuesday, I'm about to get up, I'm about to go out here and make my money.
yes, sir. So usually, it's a routine to
Mhm,
this
mhm,
that that I figured out. Everybody else
mhm,
do their own thing, but I figured out my own little routine. So I usually leave. I get up in my truck about 5:30, 6 o'clock, or whatnot, and I hit the road.
mm,
I'm not like everyone else. I'll ride all the way until 11 o'clock at night
mm,
to
mm.
wherever I have to go.
Right. Okay.
I'm trying to get there as soon as possible.
For sure. For sure. So
So, uh-huh.
So now the probably the next question most people are having in their heads right now is, but is he using the ELD? Does he have an ELD? Does he need an ELD for his truck?
Yes, sir. So I have an ELD that's in my truck in case they ask me.
Hmm.
I don't typically use it.
Okay.
The FMCA, whatever what it is.
FMCSA.
Yes, my truck is under 10,000 pounds.
Mm, okay.
It's not
The
that heavy,
the whole truck is under 10,000.
under 10,000 pounds.
So the requirement for you is you're not required to. Are you required to you run an ELD for your truck?
Some people say yes, some people say no.
Okay.
For me, I was always told that if you're under 10,000 miles, you don't
10,000
ha-
pounds.
10,000 pounds, you don't have the same
Re, re, re,
rules,
restrictions.
guidelines that everyone
Okay.
else holds.
Okay.
So for me, I just keep it moving.
I got you. So would that be similar to like the cargo vans or the sprinters?
I would believe so because
Okay.
my truck is so small.
Right. Right. Right.
You see what I
Um,
mean? For
and you're
me,
running gas. You're not running diesel. Just
yes,
all
sir,
gas.
I'm running gas.
Mm, mm, mm.
So for me, in my eyes, I feel like I'm winning.
Oh, ain't no doubt about that. You definitely winning. You're definitely winning because you don't have the overhead, as much overhead as, you know, I guess some of the bigger trucks, you know,
Yes, sir.
26
Exactly.
footers, 24 footers, definitely semis. Um, but here's my thing that I saw, what really got me interested in what you were doing, what I saw on your channel was that how much feet, so you have 16 feet of space in the back of that box, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how many pallets can fit back there?
8. 8
8
pallets.
pallets. Okay. So you can get 8 pallets in the back of that box. And
And the crazy part about that, I'm actually limited to 7 because I have a pallet jack.
right, 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 right. I got you. I got you.
So it makes it even harder.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I'm more limited, but I
So,
figured it out.
right. So what I'm hearing is you were pretty good at the game Tetris.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm fitting in
Listen,
those
you
pieces.
are making them pieces. I saw you putting a load together. Once they loaded that truck up, and you walked in the back of that truck and said, "I got this space, but we got enough room for another pallet right here in this space." Right? I said, "Yo, this guy knows what he is doing in this with this 16 footer, and he is
Yes, sir.
maximizing every space, every nook and cranny on that truck. You
Yes,
was
sir.
maximizing." I was like, I gotta bring this dude on the channel. These people need to see this. These people need to know that a 16-foot box truck could work. So that was the space
Yes.
that I wasn't in, and I wasn't really familiar with, if people were really out there making a 16-footer work. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
seen you doing it. I'm like, yo, he's in a league of all on his own right now. There's probably
Yes,
some
sir.
others out there, but I never saw him before. You
Yes.
know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
So, bro, this is amazing. So, on average, and I seen you post, some numbers on the channel before, but on average, what would you say your small box truck, 16 footer, is pulling in when you really, really are putting in the work?
I would say a week, I try to average at least, I would say 7 to $9,000.
Mm,
I'm trying to hit that 9.
mhm.
That's like goal. If you look at one of my videos, I made like 10,300
In a week.
in a week.
Mm.
Yes.
That's coast to
Yeah.
Was that coast to coast, or were you, like, just in
Yeah, I'm
one
coast to
specific
coast. I
area?
was gone.
Okay,
I think I went to Iowa, I think I was. I think.
okay.
I'm not
Coming
sure. All in that
coming out of
area,
Cali. Coming
coming
out of
out of
Cali,
Cali.
going to Iowa.
Yes, going out of
Okay,
Iowa. So I was delivering all in that area over
okay,
there.
okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. This is a big question that I know most people uh would want to hear an answer to, and that is, so let's say you're starting your day, you're on the load board, and so you're looking for any partials that are small, under 16 feet,
Yes.
like lengthwise. Like, so how are you structuring like your partials when you're looking at them?
Yes. There's a trick to this. And I use a couple of load boards. I'm
Hmm.
not, I don't, like I said, I'm new to this. I don't have all what everyone else is using, all those different load boards. I use 2 load boards and I filter them. That's the
Okay.
key. Is
Uh,
learning how to filter out the lows. It's not about partials.
right.
What
Okay.
most people don't understand, don't I don't know if I should give that sauce out yet. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, this thing getting real saucy right now. It's
Yeah,
getting
I
real
mean,
saucy right now.
it's not about that.
Y'all hear
That
that? It's not about the partials.
it's not about the partials. And that's the
Mm,
game, because a lot of these lows that I pick up are for 53 footers.
mm,
And I made videos on it like, look, this
mm.
is supposed to go for 53. This was posted for
Right,
53,
right,
but I
right.
got it.
Mm,
I got it
mm. On a 16-footer.
on a 16 footer. That thing did not say it on the post. It did not say box trucks.
Mm, mm.
You know what I
Here's the
mean?
thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. So, and you've only been doing this how long?
7 months.
Ooh,
7 months.
this man been doing this 7 months.
I'm about to hit 8 months in a couple of days.
This man figured it out. This man
Yeah, I
figured
figured
it
it out.
out. He went through the bumps and the bruises
Yes,
and
sir.
made it work. So
Yes, sir.
now let me ask you this: was that 16-footer was it over 20? Was it over 20,000 for that truck, or was less?
It was less. When I got it was in 2020 when the pandemic hit, and I got
Okay.
it for 18.5, I would say.
Mm, okay, that's not
Mhm.
bad. That's not
No.
bad.
And I got it off of Craigslist.
Craigslist. Look at
And
that.
it was a company
Oh,
that
company had it.
it was a company truck. A
Okay.
company truck, and he was upgrading his truck, so he was just getting rid of the truck. He barely used it.
How many miles
It's
did it have on it?
106,000.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
And he said
106.
we barely drove it.
Wow.
He said we only used it local. So I
Okay.
was like, what? He said you're gonna be good to go for some years with this truck. I was
Uh,
like, man,
yes, sir. Yes,
here
sir.
is all the money. Here you go.
There you go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let me figure
Let's
this
get
thing
it.
out.
Yes, sir.
Brand new, not really knowing nothing about the industry
Nothing.
like that.
I
And
jumped
you and
head in.
listen, bro, that's how you supposed to do it.
Mhm.
This is what separates people that are just entertaining the thought of getting in the business versus people that say, I'm putting my money in and I'm about to make this work.
Mhm.
However, I have to make this work, I'm gonna make it work. It makes me think of the movie American Gangster. Do you remember
Hmm.
when Denzel sent his money to his cousin
Hmm.
and he told him, this is my last, he said Huey, well, no, not Huey, it was the other cousin over there. He's like, listen, this is $100,000 I'm sending you. This is all I got. You remember how he sounded when he told him, this is all I got. I just
Mhm.
don't, if anything goes wrong, this is all I got. He took
Mhm.
that
That was
100,000
me.
and I had to this is all I got. I gotta make this work.
That
I
was
can't
me.
afford I can't afford to lose. I can't afford to lose. This is all I have.
Yes.
So when you come in the game with that mindset, even with a 16-footer, bro, your videos got me excited. And I got a 26-foot box truck. There's people with 26-footers that are not putting the pieces together as
Mhm.
you're doing with a 16-footer. That's what this is the part that I don't think people are really grasping.
Yes. And that's what I realized about a lot of these people on here on YouTube when I got started. It was mainly I made $20,000 this month.
Mhm.
And at in the beginning I was like, man, that's where I'm trying to get to.
Right, right, right,
That's it,
right,
20,000?
right, right, right.
And then I started realizing, wait, hold on. you could make more than that.
More than that. More than that. It's how you apply yourself.
Yes, sir. It's
It's
how
how you
you
apply
put
yourself,
that textures,
bro.
as
That's
you
it.
say, together.
That's right. That's right. It's how you
And
put that thing together.
it's
So
how
before you leave, like before you leave, uh when you are getting ready to set everything up and you're booking those loads, uh you start early. Number one, you get on the
Mhm.
load board early.
Early.
So you make sure. So how often is your truck loaded fully as much as you can get on there before you leave Cali?
I try to do it all the time. The goal for me is always 2 to 3 loads. I don't leave.
Okay.
I never leave with one because I'm
Okay.
never allowing a broker to fill my truck up
Got you. Ah.
ever.
Oh, you just said something. That was another gem just now.
Yeah.
That was another
They-
gem.
I
So
didn't
so
mean to
here
say that. I didn't mean to
no,
say
no,
that. I'm giving too much. I'm giving too much. Y'all need to go to my channel, Small
no.
Box Trucking, and
Small box
watch.
trucker. Y'all gotta see it. So it's funny you just said that because when I look at loads for my truck, right? I'm looking at a load and a lot of times it says 26 feet of space needed. And I'm like, okay, this load is only 3,000 pounds. I can fit 9,500 on my truck. But a
Mhm.
lot of times I find myself booking that load and not putting nothing else on my truck and everything, all my space is gone with just that one load.
And that's the
Oh,
game.
you just gave
That
me something. You just gave me something just now. You
that's
just
what people
gave
are
me a
messing up.
gem just now.
Mhm.
I never let a broker fill up my truck. Did y'all?
Ever.
Oh
I
man, I'm
figured that
excited.
out early because I'm in a 16, so I'm
Right,
super limited.
right. So it's like, why would I take this one load? Why would I let this one broker load up my truck and I can't put nothing else on here?
And that's
Oh
their
man.
game. That's what a broker want. They're trying to get that gone. They're trying to
Right,
get their money. Come and
right,
pick it up. Come
right,
and pick it up.
right.
And I'm like, I'm not touching your load, buddy, unless you giving me what I need to
Exactly.
move and go.
Exactly.
And if
Exactly.
that don't happen, I'll pass on that load and let
Mm,
somebody else come get it
wow. Wow.
and keep
So
searching.
yeah, so I see how I see it. I see it.
Mm,
And you don't use a dispatcher.
No,
No
no,
dispatcher. You've never had
never,
a dispatcher.
never had a dispatcher. Remember,
Mm,
I got in the game trying to figure out how this
how to book
dispatcher
the load.
work.
Right. The dispatchers was what you first saw in the beginning when you looked
hmm
at the business.
Yes, that's what I
Okay.
saw.
Right.
So once I started figuring out their game and how this actually works, it was no need for me to be a dispatcher.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, there's people that need dispatchers.
For sure.
And I would say you need a dispatcher if you got multiple trucks.
Mhm. Mhm. For
But if
sure. For
you
sure.
i- if you got one truck, get it yourself.
For sure.
Go through the bumps and bruises to understand how to use those load boards,
Mhm.
find your loads, and keep your money
Mm.
because there's
Mm.
no need.
Right. For sure.
There's and when you're looking on there, on those load boards, if you're rolling in a 16, something short like me, you're talking to a dispatcher. They'll tell you that I can't find loads for you.
That's gonna be the number one response that you get. Yeah, your truck is too small. Like there's
Small.
no loads that are gonna fit your truck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And what I understand and figured out is the dispatcher is just not gonna dig
Right,
for
dude,
you.
right, dig and do that work that you would do for yourself, especially with that size of a truck. That's a fact.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Exactly. They want the easy route. Give me a
Mhm.
26 footer.
Or 53
I'll
footer.
I'll find you a load and fill your truck up.
Right, right, right.
And they getting
Uh,
their little percentage and keep you moving.
mhm.
because they can't survive off one trucker. They need like 4 or 5,
Absolutely.
10, whatever drivers.
Absolutely.
You think they're gonna waste their time digging? They're going for the first one they see that's close to you and negotiate that rate and call you and tell you, I
They got a
found
load for
something
you.
for
That's
you.
right. I got a load for you. I got
I
a
got
load
a
for you.
load for you.
I got a load for you. That's a fact right there. That is a fact. Oh man. Been in the business 7 months.
7.
Figured this thing, man, you sound so much like myself. You know what I'm saying? Like when I came into business, I just had to figure it out. I didn't have no
Mhm.
mentors, nobody I could call. I just had to, you know what I'm saying, just put some work in and figure
Yeah.
this thing out, especially when
Yes.
it came to dealing with the brokers. You know,
Yes.
because I just ran all Amazon when I first started. My first
Wow.
90 days was strictly Amazon relay. That was it.
Wow.
Bro, this is
And
bro,
see,
you just
I didn't even have the options of doing Amazon. I don't even
right,
have a lift gate.
right. No listen, y'all. A 16-foot box truck, no lift gate. Amazon wasn't even on his radar because he knew he could that was not an option to make
Mm-mm.
money with that truck. And I think that is one of the main ingredients that scare people from getting that 16 footer because they're like,
Yeah.
man, we can't do Amazon relay with the 16-foot box truck because
Yeah.
Amazon is talked about a lot on YouTube. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of people are doing Amazon in their cities and kind of staying local doing Amazon. So a
Yeah.
16 footer is out of the question for most people. They're like, oh
Yeah.
no, I'm not getting a 16 footer.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This video may change some things.
I hope
Video
so.
may change some things. Some people's minds are gonna be like, "Ooh, ooh, that's all I need to do." You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? So, bro, they coming. They're coming over there. They're coming to small box truck, and I'm telling you, they're gonna be coming over there. I already know. I already know. You're gonna be hitting me up like, "Yo, subscribers went up. My numbers is up. My numbers is up."
It
So,
makes
what year, make and model is your 16 footer?
I have a 2010 GMC Savannah
Mm,
3500.
mm,
It's a
mm.
typical moving van.
Okay. Max weight on the back of that box is what? Like
43.
4,300
43.
pounds. 4,300
Mhm.
pounds.
Yes.
You making that 4,300 pounds work for you.
Work.
You
Yes.
working that 4,300 pounds, bro.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
like people I my max is 90. The most I'll put on is like 90 to 9,000. I don't like to go over 9,000. Like my max is
Yeah.
9,300. So the
Mhm.
heavier you are, the more fuel you're gonna burn. So how is the fuel on that truck when you load it like almost to 4,300? Do you ever max it out?
The weight? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I try to
you
get
do.
to close to that as possible
Okay.
with trying to get to that 3 low minimum,
Okay.
trying to get 3 lows.
Okay.
So when I'm picking lows, that weight is the most important thing. I
Right.
can't I can't find a load for 2,000, 2,500 pounds. I mean,
Mm,
I can, but
right.
I know, like, whoa, I only got like 1,500
Right.
left.
Don't got that many right. I'm trying to get something else on here.
I got to get another one and try to squeeze in a third one. So with 1,500, how I'm gonna do that?
Right. Now I seen the video and you had the pieces back there and you were like, this one right here is it was a long piece too. I want to say you said something like $3,000 or something like that for that one piece.
Yeah, it's crazy. Those
But
little lows will pay.
man, I gotta think I got also gotta take into consideration is going from Cali to the East Coast most times or
Yes,
close to the Midwest or something like
yes,
that.
yes,
Okay. Okay.
yes. And
So
a lot of the times, the shape of it is it's gonna give you more money. I'm giving y'all a
mm,
little bit more because it's about pallet space.
right.
And a lot of the times you will see a load that will say 8 feet long
Mm-hmm.
or 9 feet long,
Mm-hmm.
automatically you gotta know that that's 3 pallet space.
Correct.
When they're trying to advertise it as 2.
One part. Right,
Yeah,
right, 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 right.
one
One
part of
partial.
that,
Right. One
right?
partial. Right.
One partial. So when
Mm-hmm.
you call, your conversation game has to be real.
Absolutely. Because you're taking up 3 spaces of my truck with the
Yes.
length of this partial that you want to put on my truck. So we need
Yes.
to talk a different number. And I don't think people they don't think about that part. They
Mhm.
don't think about that part because that
Mhm.
length, okay, is 9 feet. Are you saying 9 feet with all the pieces? Or are you saying
Mhm.
this one partial is 9 feet long that has to go on
Mhm.
my truck?
Mhm. And how
So
wide is it?
right,
Because even though it might seem like it's 2 pallets, nah, it's 9 feet of space, and I need 6 spots
mm-hmm,
because of the width.
right,
It's
mm,
one piece.
right,
It's not a one pallet, it's one piece. So you just
correct,
done took up my whole truck.
right. Exactly, with that one piece.
Yes. How many people you know or truckers are coming to come get this for you at that price? And they
Right,
already got loads on there. They can't fit it.
right,
This is like a special order,
right,
special
correct.
delivery.
Mhm,
You know what I mean?
and people don't
So
see that.
the negotiation part, the
They gotta change
negotiation
up.
part,
Yeah, 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 they gotta change.
it's got to change. That low, that price that you said, nah, that's not going to work.
Mm,
It's not going to
mm.
work.
So your truck is all gas, no diesel. What does it take to fill up your tank? Like from if you were to go from empty to full, what's your tank size? How many gallons is it?
Uh, I don't know actually. That's crazy.
Okay. So I know
But
I got a 70-gallon tank on my truck.
to be honest with you, I don't ever let my gas
Go
tank
past
go
half.
past half.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's
every
good.
time I fill up, depending on what state I am in,
Mhm.
the average is between like 60 to 70 something dollars to
Mm.
come from half to
To
get
full.
back up to where I
Mm.
need to be.
Mm.
So how I look at it is I know my truck I can get 400 miles
Mm. On one tank.
on one tank.
Okay.
So if I'm going to the East Coast, that's 2,000 miles or whatnot,
Okay.
right? Like I just went to Chicago, yeah,
Mm.
Iowa or whatever. I mean not
Okay.
Iowa, Chicago,
Okay.
and 2,000 miles, right?
Mhm.
So for me, every 200 to 250 miles, I know that is 8 stops.
Okay.
8 stops
Mhm.
that it's going to take me. So
Okay.
to get out of California, it's going to cost me a little bit more.
Right.
So I got to try to get from California to the next state over before I even touch that gas tank
Mm.
because I'm not trying to pay
The
six
prices that
dollars.
right. Yeah. Wait, is it $6 in Cali right now?
Oh, it's almost $7 in Cali.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh-wee.
and
Are you
that's just
serious?
for regular gas.
Wow. That's not even diesel.
That's not
That's
even
regular
diesel.
gas.
Yes. So once I get out of Cali, I'm happy.
Good.
You get to Texas, you hitting that $4,
Ooh.
and 6 cents.
That's life changing coming out of
It's
Cali.
it's life changing. It's life changing. It's like $60.
Oh my goodness.
You
Wow.
know, $54 actually. I think I actually made a video on that, just showing the different gas prices. Every time I fill up, like, look at this, look at this, look at this, how cheap it
Mm,
is.
mm.
You know what
Wow.
I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, in a gas truck, yeah, so some benefits to that, I would say.
Mm. Well, what's so funny is hopefully people can if they interested in looking in that space for box trucking with a little less cost for entry as far as looking, finding that size truck.
Yes.
Um, but it definitely could be done. Like that's just some of the things that you're doing with that size of a box truck is like it really takes somebody that's hungry to really tap in and really understand how to make a truck of that size work.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And you figured it out. Like you figured it out and you really mastered it. Like not only that, but me seeing the type of loads that you've booked and put on that truck just shows me that you really know what you're doing because it's like you're not trying to fill up the truck with one broker's load.
No,
It's like,
no,
no,
that's
I'm
not
not
the
gonna let
game.
them do that.
Yeah, that's not the game. And I had to go through my bumps and bruises in the beginning. I mean, it's not like I magical wand just boom. No, I had to
Right.
figure it out, keep grinding as you said, figuring it out, listening to these brokers talk,
Mhm.
understanding like, and once I started figuring it out, it started just getting a lot easier. Like I didn't get nervous calling,
Talking to 'em. Right, right, or moving the freight.
moving the freight. And my
Mm,
next move is like, boom, got one, get another one, get another one,
mm,
get another one.
mm.
Okay, that was enough. Like in my
Okay.
last one, I just went from Ohio. Well, once I dropped off, I went from
Mhm.
Ohio up to Michigan. It's like
Okay.
200 something miles. And I got there all in that same day after the drop off. Boom, got there, picked it up, and the guy told me, on the low, it said it was 70 feet tall or some 70 inches or whatever. In my
Mhm.
mind, I was debating, like, man, is this gonna fit?
Right.
And then when I got there and I saw the little boxes,
He was like, "We in there. I'm winning."
I'm winning. Cause it ended up the first one of them was a little tall, but it was just a little the cords that go to the machine, you can
Right.
just smash that down. Let's
And
go.
put it in
Put
there.
that up
Right,
in
right.
there.
For sure.
And I was just so excited because it was 3 pallets for 3,400.
Ooh. Going back to where, Cali?
Going back to Cali.
Oh my goodness. You going from one end to the other end and back to the
Oh,
other end with a bag. Like you getting a bag from your start and going and then
yeah,
coming back with another
yeah,
bag that's just as much as almost what I left with.
yeah. And for me, I would have kept on going, but it's Memorial Day. It's
Mhm.
Memorial
Wanna
weekend.
get back home
I had to get back
with the
home.
family,
Got a
for
little
sure.
family reunion thing about to happen. So
Okay,
it just worked out perfect. And I
for
ended up
sure.
getting back on Thursday night and dropped it off on Friday
Mm.
and both of them off and I headed back home.
Listen, man, you winning. You're winning out. You're winning out here in a
I'm trying.
16 footer.
Six.
Bro, listen, there are people selling their 26 footers right now that have not figured out what you're doing right now in a 16-foot box truck.
That's
They're
crazy.
saying it's bad out here. They're saying the fuel is this, and of course, we know the fuel is high. But like
Mhm,
I always tell people, if you have not figured out how to master these load boards and book
mhm,
these loads and put these pieces together, if
mhm.
you had you you couldn't have been good at Tetris.
They died every time. It just stacked up.
Exactly.
It just
They
stacked
die
up.
every time. Every time. It's like, yo, I cannot figure this box truck thing out. So people are selling their trucks, bro. I see people
Yeah,
selling their trucks all the time. And it's like,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
this is you are basically turning a 16-footer box truck into a six-figure income based
Yes, sir.
on what you are doing with just that small truck, bro. This is
Yeah,
crazy right now.
yeah. I'm
This is
trying.
bro, listen. For y'all watching right now, you guys are hearing this from somebody that's in a 16-foot box truck. And all I talk about is 26 footers. doing the numbers that I'm talking about is able to be done, and people saying that, they're talking about people selling this type of lifestyle. We selling a lifestyle to people. It's like, bro, yes, I'm selling a lifestyle that is highly attainable if you put the work in. And Jerry is doing it with a 16-footer. You mean to tell me you can't do that with a 26-footer? Are you kidding me?
Right? I
Bro,
wish
come
I had
on,
a
man.
26-footer at times.
This here's the thing, Jerry. If you had a 26-footer, bro, I would be shocked at the amount of money that you would be making in a 26-footer, knowing what you was able to do with a 16-footer. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And what people don't understand is a lot of these lows is all depends on your door entrance.
Right, the height. That's right. The height of that box from the door to the
Picking
floor.
those lows. Yeah,
Yep.
door to floor. So
Yep.
you got to understand your measurements in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And so with me in the 16, I'm super limited.
That's another thing, because I hear most people say, you're gonna need at least 103, 103 inches to really make money in your box truck.
Nah.
Jerry just showed y'all what's your door to floor clearance? What's the height on that thing?
Okay, so my clearance. Okay, these are the measurements of my truck.
Okay.
I'm 196 long. That's 16 feet.
Okay.
My
16 feet.
wide is 96. Two
Okay.
pallets, 48 and 48.
Okay.
And my height is 72.
Oh God. This man said his height is 72.
72. And that's
Bro.
not even my clearance. My clearance has to be, it's like 71. So that's what I was saying about my last load when the thing said 70 in my mind, like,
it's gonna be tight. Like this might not work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I'm gonna tell him, yeah.
Yes.
Man, listen, bro. This is the business of no excuses. This is a business of no excuses. Like if you really want it, do you really want it? That's the question I ask people. Like, do you really want this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the people I deal with that are in my course have 26-foot box trucks. I maybe have a couple people that have 24, but most on average have 26-foot box trucks. And are making it work. So when people come to me and tell me numbers like they did 20-something thousand, or in a couple of months they did 42 grand, I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked, because like I tell everybody, it's an individual thing. Different people are gonna have different numbers with their truck. And for you to be in a 16-foot box truck, bro, I just cannot get over this. This would make me watch you, because I'm like, this dude doing something else. He gotta be doing something else. The way he is getting these partials on it, I'm hearing the guy loading your truck up. He like, yeah, so I'm gonna have to load it on the side. You might lean a little bit, and you come back out after he loaded. You come back out. You on the camera. You go to the back of the truck. Like, yeah, so we got this piece right here. We got these two, but we got this little space right here. We got enough for one more. I'm like, Jerry, man, get out of there, man. You got enough on the truck. Go. You trying to put something else on the truck? Jerry, like, I got enough room for one more pallet. I was cracking up to say, this dude ain't playing right now. He is not playing with this.
No, I'm trying to.
I gotta get at least one more on this truck before I go. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's crazy. So for somebody looking at this business right now, you being in the business 7 months, what matter of fact, before I get to that, because I know I heard you mention something the other day when we spoke, you said that DOT has never bothered you.
Never.
You just ride straight through. You go right past the weigh station.
Right past. I don't even think about it. And I don't even look over there. Like as I'm passing by, I'm staring straight
ahead.
I don't even look. because I don't know if they're looking
No.
out the window to look at me just as like,
Right.
hey, go get that dude, just see what's
Right.
going on.
Oh,
I
Jay
give
said,
them no reason.
no reason. No reason to bother me.
Yeah.
No reason to
And
bother me.
what a lot of people are not understanding or seeing or realizing, I don't even know, but they're messing with the 26 footers and up. There's so many rentals out
There's a
there.
lot of them. A
They're
lot of random.
everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're definitely everywhere.
They're
For sure.
chasing those people. They're
They are.
looking at those trucks. They
They
want to
are.
make sure that weight, everything, they're trying to find you to get you off
You're right.
the road
You
and
are
get you
absolutely right.
out the business.
You're absolutely right. That's a fact. That's a fact.
And most people are not seeing that. And for me, it's like, I'm going to just keep on moving.
Keep on moving. Keep trucking.
Keep on
Keep
moving.
trucking.
Keep trucking.
Man, bro, this is probably gonna be one of my favorite interviews right here. Like, this is probably going to
Ooh.
be one of my favorite interviews because of the way that you're maneuvering, the way that you've taken a truck that most people would not go out there and buy and even consider getting in this business.
Mhm.
Because number one, Amazon is out for them,
Mhm.
and a truck like that, uh, you can make work. I now know that that size can work in this box truck space.
Mhm.
Like,
Most definitely.
man, listen, bro. I'm 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 excited. You got me excited. You got me excited, man. You got me excited. So what would you say to somebody that's brand new that's looking at getting in this business? Like, would you recommend a 16 footer over a 26 footer? If like,
Um,
and as of right now, it's real. The prices are ridiculous on 26 footer.
exactly.
We know the
Exactly.
prices are ridiculous.
And majority of people don't even have that kind of money to get
Right. They
into.
don't. They
You
don't.
don't have the
Yeah.
cash, and then when you try to go and finance it, the down payment that you're gonna have to come up with just to get into that truck, most people don't have that.
Right. They
But
don't.
they don't get that that little amount that you thought that you can put for a down, you probably go get you a
You could
little
buy a whole
16
truck.
foot.
You could buy a
Yeah.
whole 16 footer.
Get you
Mm-hmm.
a whole 16 footer. So my advice to people are, what I would say, start off small. Don't think you need to jump into this game and have to go out there and get a 26 footer,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you can't afford it, but you want to get in the game.
Right.
Start small. I would never go with a 10 feet. You're super
Mm-hmm.
limited.
Right.
16 is good. It's 8 pallets. A
Mm-hmm.
26 is 12. They
Mm-hmm.
only got 4 pallets over you.
That's it.
That's it. So I would say get in the 16, figure out these low boards,
Mm-hmm.
understand it, and get moving.
There's a method to the madness.
There
There's a
is a
method.
method.
Jerry almost slipped up and gave y'all a jewel. He kind of hinted around it. He danced around it a little bit, but bro,
Yes,
listen, man.
sir.
You get what you told him already was classic. This is gonna be a classic interview right here. This is gonna be one of my classics. I'm telling you now, just because I haven't everybody I've talked to are in the bigger trucks, 26 footers, uh, and making those work, or they have rental trucks, and they've made those trucks work for them. But to
Mhm,
be in a 16 footer doing what you're doing is
mhm.
definitely commendable. Like, you get, I'm gonna have to input a hand clap for what you're doing in that
Thank you,
16
sir.
footer, bro, because you
Thank
are
you.
killing the game with what you're doing, and I'm just honored to have you on. I had to track you down. I tried to hit you on Instagram the first time. I
Uh-huh.
couldn't get through. I said, man, let me drop a comment, man, because he's not responding on Instagram. So you wasn't using that account
Yeah,
that I reached out to you on. And
yeah.
you was like, nah, hit me at this account right here. Reached out to you, called you. I was like, yo, bro, you killing that 16 football. And now, what, last question, what, aside from the loads when you first started and having to figure out how to make sure how to get your truck to be dock height, uh, were there any other like roadblocks you ran into? I know you had a couple of flats. That's normal.
Oh yeah,
That's normal out there. But were there any other
with no
roadblocks you ran
spares.
into? No spare.
I was
Ooh,
scared. I had it my first time I went to it. I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was on the side of the road. I was like, who's going to come and help me?
ooh, ooh.
Oh man.
Wow, wow. And
Yeah.
you said you don't like to drive at night.
No. No.
I remember
Don't.
you told me that.
No. Don't.
Don't like
For
to drive
any
at
of you
night.
guys, don't drive at night. I mean, a certain hour. So,
Right.
like I said, I drive from 6 a.m. to 11.
Okay.
I cut it off. I might go a little bit, 11:15, whatever it
You
is,
don't like
but
to do the early mornings, like the 3, 4 in the mornings
no,
driving.
no, I
You said
can't. The
okay.
animals are out.
You said that's the time they come out to eat.
They come out to eat or they getting hunted. The coyotes are chasing them and they try to
Uh,
run for their life. And
uh.
you think I want to be
You don't want to be in the
in
middle of that.
in the middle of that and bust my truck up? I got a 16. I can
Ooh.
see the semis just hit them and keep going. But
Ooh.
you hit me, I'm done.
Uh.
I'm done.
Uh.
So for me, at that 11 o'clock mark,
That's the shut
around
off.
that time,
It's cut
that's
off.
the shut off
Okay.
because I know I can get to a Love's gas station, find me a nice parking spot in the front. I
Mhm.
don't
In the
have to
front,
battle.
not the back where the big trucks at. You
Yeah,
don't gotta
not in the
fight that.
back.
You
I
don't
ain't
gotta
gotta
fight
fight
that
that.
traffic.
Don't fight that. I park right in a regular little spot
Mm.
and crash out. Be sleep
Oh,
by 11:30 or whatnot. Get up at 5. All I need is 6 hours.
back in the game.
And I'm back.
Back in the
Back.
game.
No sleepy, no nothing. Just go. Get
Oh,
there.
oh, man. Listen, y'all. This man right here done figured it out. He done figured it
Oh yeah.
out. He
There
done
is a
mastered
routine.
he done mastered that space right there. He done mastered the load boards that he pulls these loads from. He
Mhm.
already told y'all the load, some of the loads he putting on his truck is supposed to be for a 53 footer,
Mhm.
but he's putting it on a 16-foot box truck.
Mhm.
Man, come on. It
Mhm.
don't get no better than this right here, y'all. This has what has the business done for you and your family?
Oh, it helped a lot. Definitely. Like I said, when I first started, it was in the pandemic. Jobs, everything was scarce. A lot of things
Mhm.
was just going bad.
What
And
what were you doing before you bought your truck? Like what line of work were you in?
I was actually in finance in the
Mm,
car industry though.
mm.
So I'm the
So
guy.
you worked in the finance department?
Yeah, I worked in the
Okay.
bank.
Okay.
So, like when you would go to a car dealership and fill out the application
Mhm.
to purchase a car or whatnot, finance the car,
Application came to you.
applications come to me. And
Okay.
then we negotiate with the dealership on the rate and
Mhm.
whatnot, the payment.
Okay.
And that's a whole nother story.
For
You
sure.
need a car, hit me up. I can help you out. Any state and help
Okay.
you with that price. But
Uh,
yeah, that's the game. People don't
okay.
understand. So I mean, and that's what I was doing before.
Okay.
And then the economy and whatnot. And uh I just tried to figure out something else.
Mm.
I
Mm.
was in survival mode.
Oh man, listen. Oh, y'all heard that? He was in survival mode.
Mhm.
Survival mode.
And
And
I'm
when you get
still
in
in
that,
survival mode.
that's how you got it. That's how you gotta act. You gotta stay in that mode. You gotta stay hungry. You
Yes.
got to stay hungry. And this
Yes.
man still hungry. He's still banging out these loads in a 16-foot box truck. All
Yes.
gas, no diesel.
All day.
All gas, no
I
diesel
love
all
that.
day.
That's a nice little line.
I
All
like that
gas,
right there.
no
Yeah,
diesel. I
you
like
got to use that. All gas, no diesel all
that.
day. That's the
All
new
day.
slogan. That's
Yes,
the
I
new
like
slogan.
that.
That's the new slogan right there.
Mhm.
Oh man, bro, I tell you what, man, I definitely want to appreciate you, man, for taking the time out to even drop the gems that you were able to drop with being in the 16-foot box truck space. I know somebody is definitely gonna get excited about this 16-foot box truck space, and it's like, yo, okay, we can't do Amazon, so we'll book loads with the brokers. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that's what you can do. You surely proven it. I don't know if I would get a 16-foot box truck and not put it over the road. If I were to
Mhm.
get a truck, somebody's getting that truck and we putting that truck over the road. I already know.
Mhm.
That's how I'm gonna win.
Mhm.
Immediate. That's how I'm gonna win. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, and that's how you're winning. You put that
Yes,
truck
sir.
immediately over the road. You leave out, you go out on Tuesdays.
Mhm.
So you go from Tuesday to
Yes, and so
how
it's I
long do you
have a
stay out?
schedule. I'll try to stay as long as possible, but
Okay.
it is a schedule that I do to
Okay.
make sure I have to do. Okay, so here it goes. I'll from Tuesday, I have to, well, let's say if it was a Monday, I have to drop off from the Friday load. From the Friday, I got the Saturday and Sunday to
Okay.
get to wherever I'm going.
Right.
By
Right.
Monday, I'm dropping it off.
Okay.
2 to 3. I might not get to that third drop off if I got
Mm-hmm.
3 loads, but
Mm-hmm.
the 2 loads, I'm definitely dropping them off on Monday,
Okay.
right? But while I'm sitting there at the gas station, um, with that last load or no
On
load
Monday?
on
On
that
Monday?
Monday,
Okay.
I'm searching hard,
Okay.
already searching, looking for my 2 to 3 loads to
Okay.
pick up
Got you.
on
After you drop that off.
Tuesday.
Got you.
Yes.
Got you.
On
Mm.
Tuesday to
Mm-hmm.
take off by Tuesday. It's gonna
Mm.
take me 2 days to get to the next drop off.
Right.
That's how I plan it. So
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm trying to drop it off by Thursday,
Okay.
re-up again
Now that is that
on that
leaving Cali or is that
wherever I left off
wherever you
to.
at?
So if I was
Okay.
in wherever I'm off, wherever
Okay.
I'm at. So
Wherever you
I
drop
have
it off.
that Thursday afternoon
Mm-hmm.
to see if I can catch something before that 4 o'clock to pick it up on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, I got that whole little afternoon to be calling and setting up my Friday
Gotcha. Gotcha.
to try to
Gotcha.
get my 2 to 3 loads again
Mm.
to drop it back off on the Monday
Mm.
and start the cycle over again.
All over again.
Mhm.
Man, listen, you blessing a lot. You blessing a lot of people right now. I'm definitely getting blessed right now. I'm like, yo, Jerry got a system.
Mhm.
He's mastered it,
Mhm.
and he is winning with that system.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Winning with that system. It's like, okay, you already got in your head a minimum amount that you already know you need to meet
Mhm.
before that truck moves.
Mhm.
And then you know by the end of the week where you need to be at or around the number that you want to be at
Mhm.
that you would have made for the week.
Mhm. Exactly.
Mm.
And sometimes, I mean, it's not always perfect.
Right,
Sometimes I'll get to my second load and I was able to get it, but then my third load, I couldn't get there to pick it up because they were
right.
taking so long
To
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 load
to, to
me.
load you. And
Yes.
that's part of the business people don't hear a lot about. That's
Mhm.
part of the business people don't hear a lot about. Sometimes you'll be trying to get other loads, but because the shipper is taking so long to load your truck, by the time you get loaded, you go back to the load board. It's like, man, I can't even pick up this other load because I done missed the pickup time.
Mhm. And as a lot of times I've already have it. I'll have it. They just
Mm,
take it so long that by the time they got done, and I'm trying to hurry up and get there to the third one, they're not loading no more.
right.
And I would
Mm,
have drove all that far away just to call the broker and tell them I can't even pick the load.
right. Right.
I'm sorry, bro. I
Right.
didn't meet there. And I'm calling them, oh, they're gonna cut off at 4. And I'm
Mhm.
thinking, okay, maybe they'll stay to 5 or whatever.
Right.
It's
It's a little
too
bit
late.
longer.
I can't even get there.
Right. Yeah.
And I'll be stuck with those 2 loads. But
Right.
it always turned out okay because those 2 loads was enough.
Right. See, so because you booked them right the first
Mhm,
time, You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like you're not one of the people that would just put anything on your truck or
No,
book any load or
no.
book a low paying load to where you're basically paying the broker to move their freight.
Mhm, exactly. Not
That's not
doing it.
that's not part of the game.
No,
No, that's not
no.
how you win in this business.
Mm-mm,
You know what I'm saying? So
mm-mm.
once you started understanding that, and I'm already sure your cost per mile to operate your truck is probably low.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
sure is low. I'm sure you don't got like a huge overhead
Oh, I
for your
don't have
truck.
any I don't only have my only overhead is the gas and the
That's it.
food.
Gas
That's
and
it,
food.
and then end up getting
Cause you
my
don't do a lot of hotels, right?
I never do a hotel unless
Mm,
I have to because of a
unless you have
break.
to. Okay.
I
Okay.
never waste that money.
Okay.
I never do. There's people living on the streets and wish they had a cover over their head,
Facts.
something covering
Facts.
them. So for me, I look at that type of situation, those people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always willing to sacrifice. I'm sleeping in a truck.
Mm,
Does not matter.
mm, mm.
Does not
That's
matter.
different. That hit different. That hit different. That just hit. You just blessed somebody. You just blessed somebody with that just now. I'm sure. I'm sure they're gonna be in the comments like, "Yo, I like this dude." Say he frugal, but
Yes.
he's making sure it makes sense
Mhm.
when he does it,
Mhm.
bro. That's a win. That's a win. You winning. You are winning. You are winning, bro. And
Trying out here.
I appreciate this interview, man, because you definitely blessed me with some gems and on how you're putting things together because something that I looked at, but I was like, okay, this just normal. So when I see a load and it says 26 feet and they need my whole truck, I'm like, I got a 26 footer. It's a full load. You know what I'm saying? This not a partial, it's a full load for my truck.
Mhm.
So and what's so crazy about that is I know a lot of times those brokers are getting paid for that being a full load, but they're not paying you for it being a full load on your truck.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
uh-huh.
Don't let that word fool you
Don't let it fool you.
and
Don't let it
thinking,
fool you.
"Ooh, I found a full load."
Right, right,
Bro, no, that's not the game.
right.
It's not what you do.
Mm, gems,
Mhm.
gems. This got some gems in it right here.
Mhm.
Woo! We had a strong hour of some banging content right here. I'm just letting y'all know right now. This is gonna be a heater right here. This is gonna be a heater right here. So Jerry, I definitely want to thank you, bro, for tapping in. I'm glad I reached out to you because
Thank
you're
you.
just you're just in a whole nother space on what you're doing and how you're doing it is classic.
Thank you,
It's
bro.
classic, bro. And I appreciate what you're doing on the platform because if that person had not told you to record or document what you're doing, you would just be out there making money and nobody would ever know.
That
I would have never
facts,
seen.
facts. It took that one guy to say, "Just film, show people," and I was like, "Well, I ain't got nothing else to do. I'm
Right,
just in
like
this
I'm out here.
truck. Yeah,
Ah,
I might as well do it." I didn't even know
bro,
where to start. I just say, this
bro,
is
look,
for
man,
show off.
you know what I really appreciate? That you so humble with it too. Like
Yes,
I like that the energy, like I feel the energy is just you laid back. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? It's not like, yeah, I'm killing it out here, blah, blah. No,
Nah.
nah, you laid back with it, making your money, minding your business, and having
Mhm.
fun doing it, bro. That's that's
Yes.
that's what I love about this business. And to be
Mhm.
able to share what you're doing with the masses,
Mhm.
that's one of the reasons I really wanted to bring it onto my channel and bring you on the platform. I didn't care if you had 50 subscribers.
Hmm.
I didn't care nothing about that. I'm like, man, this dude is doing something way different than what all of us are doing.
Hmm.
And I need to bring it to the, you know what I'm saying? I need to bring it to the light. Like people really
Yes.
need to see what you're doing. I'm like, yo, both of us gonna I got blessed by even blessing you to come onto the
Yes.
platform. I got blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like
Thank
I wasn't
you.
trying to get nothing out of this other than bringing it to the community and let people see that. Listen, there's other ways to make money in the box truck community. I
Yeah.
say it all the time, and you are a proven example of exactly what I'm always talking about on this channel. And I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you coming on and doing this interview with me, bro.
I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely.
I never expected anything like this. I just couldn't believe it when I saw the message and you was hitting me. I'm like, and then when I read it, I was like, oh my God. And then I went to your page. I said, oh my God, what is happening? I could not believe it.
Man, listen, bro. This is real, man. It's real people out here making real money and taking care of their family and supporting their family in the
Mhm.
industry where I always say there's money to be made in this business. There's so
Yeah,
much money to be made when you know what you're doing and you
yeah,
execute accordingly and you learn it and
yes,
understand how to put all the pieces together. You could really, you know what I'm saying? Like you really can build life-changing income in this business. I don't just
yes,
say that lightly. Like
yes,
people are changing their lives in this
yes,
industry, man. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
And we're helping people.
Yes,
We're helping people
I thank the person who put the video on Instagram and it popped up on my feed,
for
and then
sure.
for me to even figure this
To
out.
tap in.
Yes,
Absolutely. Listen, let me tell you something. When you're looking for something, there will always be something that will be sent to you by the universe. The universe is going to send you something when you're seeking. What you're seeking is seeking you.
mm-hmm.
Whatever you're seeking is seeking you.
That,
And by when you tapped into that video, it just opened up a whole nother door for you. You're like, yo,
yes,
I need the truck.
yes,
I need the truck. Dispatching is fine, but if I get in the truck, I can make way more money
facts.
and
That,
control it.
mm-hmm. That
You know what I'm
was
saying?
it.
Like I don't have to depend on nobody but myself.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Real boss.
Oh
Real boss.
man, listen, man, listen, man. I'm gonna go ahead and we had an hour and 8 minutes, but we got an hour of 8 minutes of pure gems and jewels in this video, man. I appreciate
Cool.
you. So I'm gonna go ahead and uh end it. Anything you want to say before we go ahead and end this one to the people?
All I would say is don't be scared, you guys. Go out there and follow whatever you have in your heart that could change your life. You know, I did. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an example of it. And don't let other people discourage you, telling you that you can't do it or it's not going to work, because it can work and it will work as long as you just keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
Follow it. It will happen. Maybe the your dream was to get a 26 footer and that just wasn't what it was at that moment. But if
Mm-hmm.
you could get a 16, make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Facts.
go up to a 26 if that's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but just start it. That's all I would say. Believe in
Mm.
yourself, just start it. That's what I did. Like Vic did, he didn't have any mentor. I didn't have any mentor. I just went at
Went
it
to work.
and believed and made it work.
Mm. Gems,
So
gems, gems. Y'all hear it. Y'all heard it from Jerry. Small box trucking. That's his channel. Make sure y'all go follow Jerry. Make
please
sure you
do.
tap in with Jerry. Follow him. He got some great content on there. You can clearly see him making money in his small box truck. And
Yes.
it ain't all glamorous. It ain't fancy, but it's
Mhm.
making money.
Yes, sir.
Counts.
Yes.
That's what counts. At the end of the day, no lift gate,
None.
16 feet of space, and he making it work.
Yes, sir.
Turn non-dock height into dock height.
Exactly. You not gonna tell me I'm not gonna pick up that
I
load.
know that's a fact. I know that's a fact. Like, yep, I'm dock height. That's what's up. So we're gonna go ahead and tap out, y'all. You already know what it is. It's your man Bigg Vic. Always hustle, never stop growing. Until the next video. I hope this video blesses somebody. Peace.
Peace. Thank
Let
you.
me hit that.
Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Sometimes giving up can make it grow. Can make it grow. Can make it grow. we stuck in a spot.